So, you know those worries about your kids' weight, where you're finding yourself keeping an eye on everything that they're eating, about their protein and their calories and how much they're moving and all of the electronics. And oh my God, they're on the couch again. It's really stressful. In addition to all the things that we have going on in our professional lives and our personal lives, oh, our own adult relationships. And so I actually wanted to share a story about one of the moms that I've worked with within Family in Focus and ask if you can see part of your story in hers. So, Karina is a mom who joined me saying, I'm worried about my kids' weight. I'm keeping an eye on how they're growing and how they're eating, and I want to make sure that I'm doing the best for them. She also was concerned because she was transitioning her work schedule where the kids were going to be coming home to an empty house. They were, what do we call it now? They were going to be latchkey kids, but I don't know what we call that now. Anyway, they were going to be coming home after school alone. And she was concerned that they were just going to have all this access to the snacks that she didn't otherwise want them to be diving into. And so she was concerned about their weight, their eating habits, but also feeling this mom guilt about the work schedule, about her own concerns about their weight, but also her concerns about her weight, her eating habits, and if her struggles were meaning that she wasn't able to parent them in a way that she really wanted to. So we started working together. And the other thing that came to light very early on was that she was experiencing burnout in her professional role as a teacher. So she was actually a middle school health teacher. And so all of these things were coming together. With our work together, Karina really started having a lot of ahas very early on about how, first of all, her concerns about her kids' weight weren't their concerns, and they weren't actually based in her kids' weight or actually their eating habits. They were all based in her concerns about the job she was doing of parenting, also about her concerns with her own weight and food journey and diet history, and how she just thought that she was not setting them up for success based off of what she was framing as her own failures. With our work together, that actually changed, where she started celebrating the things that she was doing with her family, how they were sampling so many different foods together, that they were having family meals together and really enjoying that social time. There was also a big shift that happened because Karina said, I'm not an athlete. I used to be an athlete, but I'm not an athlete now. Well, mind you, remember she's a health teacher, PE teacher. And so we started discovering how when she goes out for her child's sports, takes them to sports on the soccer field, she starts running, even, taking laps around the soccer field. I was like, well, what do athletes do? She said, well, they go out and they move, they go and exercise regularly. I said, what are you doing? And so she started reframing about what it means to be an athlete, both for herself as well as for her students as well. So it was fascinating because over time, what happened is Karina started building healthier relationships first with herself, the way that she was framing her own history, her own eating habits, how she viewed her body, actually seeing that she is still an athlete. She also started changing those relationships with her own children, letting them develop their own relationship with food, their own relationships with their bodies. But while it was getting so much stronger with the relationship that she shared with each of them. Fascinatingly enough, she also reported that she saw so many changes happening within the students in her classroom. See, in our conversations, we always focus on, well, what's going well? What do you want to celebrate right now? Because that's part of the process of changing our brains, where we go from thinking about all the things that we're worried about to the things that are going well. Well, she started introducing that to the kids in her classroom. So instead of doing the classic health education of journaling about healthy foods and unhealthy foods, about food portions and calories, she started asking them to journal about what's going well in their lives. They also started looking at other, let's just call them beneficial habits. How are they doing with drinking water? How are they doing with their sleep? And she started getting reports from the parents who said, "We don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. Our kids are now creating healthy habits on their own, and we don't have to be the ones to tell them." So it's something that Karina started saying, "Hey, listen, I'm creating a ripple for myself, through my family, and it's reaching out to the kids in the school." And she actually said, "You never know just how far this ripple is going to go." And one of the most heartwarming things that she shared with me is that her son had some particular thoughts about the work that Karina and I were doing together. Her son, who I have never met, we have never had any conversations, we have never been in the same Zoom room together. Her son said to her, "I love Wendy. She's helping you become a better mom." Karina's an awesome mom to begin with. Okay, let's just acknowledge that. And yet her son saw the changes that were happening. It was creating a stronger relationship between the two of them. And I think that that's really at the heart of the work that I do with parents. It's about creating those healthier, stronger relationships that last a lifetime. Yes, with food, yes, with body, and the ones we share together. Those relationships are the ones that we are going to make sure that we preserve and actually strengthen. So my goodness, I am so tickled about all of these things that, Karina has shared with me over time. And I would love to invite you to just book a conversation with me. I put the link down below to be able to see what is possible to strengthen the relationships in your home with food, with body, with your family. Because, I mean, ultimately, those are the healthy habits that we can create and strengthen and celebrate from the inside out.